Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. Today, I'm your host, Alan, and we are delighted that you've chosen to join us on this Super Bowl Sunday. So, through the wonders of modern technology, there are so many ways that we can connect to people through Facebook, through YouTube, and through a meetup group. So, I invite you to go to our website, cslcharlotte.org, and there you can put in a prayer request, subscribe, and we're always posting something new each week. So I encourage you to check it out. So just who are we here at Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte? We are based on the New Thought movement that created by the science of mind. And Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He synthesized all the truth and wisdom from various traditions and spiritual paths and created a fresh, new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into this world. So what do we do here at CSL Charlotte? Well, for one thing, we are a diverse community. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, gay, straight, or any physical ability. Everybody is welcome here because we are all individual lights. And we are all here to work together for a better world. Yeah. And we are an open and affirmative community. And so, in fact, you can just be yourself. You don't have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge because we all have something unique to offer. And here at CSL Charlotte, we refer to many holy scriptures such as the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and the Tao Te Ching, just to name only a few examples. So why are we here? Well, our vision is to not just talk about this teaching, but also to live it and embody it so we can shine our own light and become leaders. And to create future leaders as well, so we can change and transform the world into the bright and perfect world that it can be. So that is our vision. And if you want an opportunity to experience that for yourself, then I encourage you to go to our weekly Tuesday night consciousness meetings. And there we'll teach you the tools for you to become a light in this world as well. So before I pass the mic over to our leader today, I found a quote that synthesizes the theme of oneness for today and the Super Bowl. Football is oneness in action. When played well, it is unity on display. People come from different races and different backgrounds. However, when they get on the field, they harmonize their differences toward a common goal. And that is a quote by Tony Evans. And now, let's get ready to rumble as I introduce our fabulous, radiant Reverend Rosedale Jones.
Cool. That said, good morning, everybody, and welcome to CSL Charlotte. We are the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. And the thing is, for us, is that we are here to talk to you. So with that all being said, let's look at something that's very, very important. And that is, we are celebrating this month the Black History. Black History is the month by which we honor the resilience and the character and the spirit that's embedded in each and every human being, no matter what race you are. But at the same time, we know that during Black History, there was a lot of struggles endured by Black people throughout history, and their presence paved the way to generations that till they reach us where we are. We are no longer bound by oppression. So my goal is to shift the mindset of anybody who feels they are in an oppressed state and instead recognize how unbreakable they are in spirit. Okay, so I already know that we are having a powerful Black History Month, and so are you. So with that being said, since this is a diverse community, know that whenever I speak of spirit, it includes anyone under the sound of my voice and who is watching this today, even on YouTube. So the first thing we do at CSL Charlotte is we open our celebration with an affirmative prayer. And so what that is, we're talking about today, over this affirmative prayer, we're talking about the power to sustain us all. And that's what we got. We got this power all throughout the centuries. Now, we got this incredible person that's about to do it. And this is the person that sends your emails out to you when you request a prayer from us. And this is Maureen Thurston, our spiritual practitioner, AKA Mo. And so listen to her prayer today and see if you can connect with yourself to understand about this power that sustains us all. And with that being said, if you would like a prayer about the power that sustains us all, put in that prayer request I just mentioned to you. And as you do that, know that the only way you can get Maureen Mo to send this out to you is you have to put in that request. So do that, and Mo will make sure you have it. So Mo, would you please let it rip?
Absolutely. So as we settle in, opening our hearts, our minds, and our wills, I know that this service runs smoothly and easily, and that Reverend Rosedale's message is so clearly understood by all of us here and by anyone who chooses to come back and listen to this recording down the road. I know that each and every one of us are touched by her message, by the wisdom that she brings to us each and every Sunday. So I call this service blessed. I call this time together harmony, peace, love, and appreciation for each and every one of us for the individuals that we are. So as I release this prayer into that state of law, I know that it is already manifested within each and every one of our lives, is manifesting as this is being broadcast out and touches those who are willing and wanting to learn. So I release, I let go, I let God, and I know that it is done with ease and grace, and so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful. So Mo, I thank you for even thinking about it being broadcast out there to so many people so that they'll recognize it's all about us all. So thank you, Mo, for that beautiful prayer. So next on our platform is our reader, Jerry, Jariba Trailer, aka JT. Now, she already knows about the power that sustains us all because she's doing the reading and she always finds the delicious readings. But her reading is really so powerful, it has to do with everything this talk is all about. So listen to JT's reading today, listen to it, and you're going to gain some clarity about the power that sustains us all for yourself. And after JT's reading, listen to the song I Am Light by India Aire, because what it does, it speaks to the truth of who we are beyond circumstances and beyond history and beyond any struggle or pain that we can go through. It tells us who we really are. So prepare yourself to appreciate the power to sustain us all. JT, could you make it do what it do?
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. Today's reading is titled Oneness Spirituality, A Key to Happiness and World Change by Giovanni Densman. What is oneness spirituality? It is to have a deep understanding and experience that we are all one, all manifestations of the same consciousness. We need this urgently because society is morally sick, and so are we. Due to exaggerated individualism and materialism, most people are driven to pursue their own desire at whatever cost. Needless to say, this causes conflict and suffering to others and to the planet. And people remain unaware that this is not an intelligent strategy, even in the pursuit of their own personal happiness. The situation is like if every cell in your body decided to act on its own and consume as much nutrients and energy as it could, even more than it needs. Soon parts of your body would get sick, and that would damage the health of the whole body, including that of the greedy cells. The challenge is making the individual cells clearly understand two things. A, their relationship with each other and the whole. B, what a good cell life is all about. Spirituality offers an alternative way to live life and to be happy. What is the principle that we find in basically all spiritual traditions, and that can make a radical difference to the world? Oneness. This is like each cell taking care of itself, but also working in cooperation with others, having the health of the whole system as its goal. As a result, the cells get all the food and energy it needs, together with a better environment and longer lifespan. The understanding and experience of oneness can help stop wars, exploitation, injustice, violence, abuse, and environmental damage, among other problems. I like to call this oneness spirituality or oneness religion. If we live from an experience of oneness with all life, violent actions like these would be impossible, just like it makes no sense for the left hand to want to hurt the right hand, or for blood cells to wish the destruction of bone cells, just so their way of life can prevail. Oneness can improve our social, political, and professional environments, helping create a more enlightened society, a society where we recognize that as human beings, we are all cells of a larger organism. This may sound highly utopian because we will probably never live in a world where everyone understands and behaves in accordance with the truth of oneness. However, this change is possible, and any small progress in this direction has the potential to create much good. Spirituality, in all its approaches and traditions, offers both the perspective and tools for this transformation. And so it is.
We'll start with a short centering. So relax your eyes by looking into your lap by closing them also if you choose. Now with that being said, breathe in really, really deeply and really long. And as you breathe in really long, the cells in your body, you heard that in JT's reading, start to get coated with all the oxygen as you release that carbon dioxide. See, because today we reflect on the power of words spoken by our ancestors, and now we'll reflect on the words of this song, I Am Light. The song speaks to the truth of who we are. It goes beyond circumstances, beyond history. It even goes beyond struggle and beyond pain. So we are more than any label that can be placed upon us. We are more than any label that we place on ourselves. See, the song by Aire is a reminder of that truth, that we are more powerful than we truly could ever believe. But it's time I believe it. What about you? See, it affirms that we are more than just our past. We are more than the mistakes that we made. We are more than the mistakes of our parents. We are light. So let it prepare you for the idea of the truth of the message, to open up your heart and mind to the differences of centuries to now and how we've been blessed throughout the centuries. So let's celebrate Black History Month, and as we do, speak of it in terms, or hear of it in terms with your heart. Because if you're going to hear it, use it in love, but make sure you're taking care of self-love also. So deepen your practice and set the tone in your mind, and let the truth that you do know, let it replace the label that you ever knew about yourself. So letting your truth replace the path or your pain is going to be the major turning point for your happiness. So with that being said, I have one simple question. Do you know that we are all one with that power, the power that sustains us all? And just know that you're going to always be at choice whether you want to believe this or not. So I always say, I know. So I'll take it from my knowing. And also, with that being said, stay open and receptive today because the power that sustains us all is present right here with us now. So wiggle your fingers and your toes, and as you do, integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And then as you float your eyes, look around your space and find something that can connect you back to this present moment while I take a gratitude moment. And I thank you, Alan, for being our MC, and that is my right-hand man. And thank you, Mo, for that incredible prayer to make sure everybody understood from near and far, wherever they are. And thank you, JT, for reading Oneness Spirituality as a key to happiness and the world chaos. Okay, we're talking about that because this truly points the way to the power that sustains us all. Why does it do that? Because the power, that sustains us is the main thing that connects us, has always done it forever. Everything we do, everything we say, everything, all communications, whether in us, outside of us, are done through great collaboration between each other, between us, and the power that sustains us all. Get it? So now, even though people have all of these different beliefs when I'm talking about Black history, clear your mind right now of all your projections. And just know this. It might be that people think, oh, whites hate blacks, blacks hate whites, or whatever, but that's not true. And no, neither are wealthy people oppressors. Just as there were back in the day, people promoting each other, people promote each other the same way here. That's because of the same power that sustains us all. You see, the power that sustains us all, it really cleaned up a lot of stuff. There were people who were against the injustice back in the day, and I'm talking about our white counterparts. These were people who were abolitionists. You know what abolitionists are? They are people who were against slavery. Do you know that many of them were very big supporters, and regardless of whatever happened, that communication between them and the people they were supporting, the blacks they were supporting, was all because of the power that sustains us all. See, this power is an energy, and that energy is exactly what keeps us connected with each other. And many people, they have risked their lives, they've risked their livelihoods, they've risked things from the dawn of time. When those people, all of the whites that gathered together, that became a part of the Underground Railroad with Harriet Tubman, do you know that their whole mind was set on freedom, equality in our history all along? Just like there are a lot of whites today that are still concerned with that. Just make it sure. I need to make that point because this point is really so awesome to me. Because when we start to recognize the relationships we have, I have relationships with a lot of people, and the relationships I have with them, I'm happy about them. So we know that there is one truth, and this one truth I know I have observed, and I felt all these different things, and I'm sure you did. I have felt mistreated. I have felt being treated kind. I have also felt injustice. I have also felt compassion. So all of those things that you're feeling today, believe me, our ancestors have done that both ways, all people. So over the years, I've realized that no matter what I did, there was always like-minded people that connected with me. So those same people that I may have supported, maybe they didn't support me in return, but somebody supported me, other people did. So all throughout history, this is what happened. Now I want to really bring this to the light because of the Underground Railroad and Harriet Tubman. One of my cliches are recognize that there's always a savior in the bush. I say that because you never know when you're going through your struggles who is going to pop out and do something for you. And that's a cliche I have. So this is what I know about most of the people back in the day. See, I love studying this whole thing about the Black History this month because I find stories of these courageous white allies and abolitionists who worked alongside the Blacks at the time. I love how they defied the norms of their time. Many of them had so many different things, but they came together and during this movement called the Underground Railroad. It's always coming more clear to me every single year when I sit down and I do my studies over it. See, Harriet Tubman, when I look at it this year, I'm saying, wow, that woman had a courageous spirit in her little body. She was a little lady. The beauty is her spirit attracted all of those people against slavery, all of the abolitionists who happened to be the people to help them. Do you know she had faith in that power within her, whether she was conscious of it or not? I know one thing, she made that journey a lot of times, and she knew she could do it each and every time, or else she would not have done it. If she felt more fear in her heart, do you think she would have done that? So you know what? She and all the white abolitionists and all the white allies that bound together, they came together on that movement called the Underground Railroad. They came together by the power that sustains us all. You get where I'm getting with this? If it weren't for the power that sustains us all, we would not be where we are today. And guess what? We didn't create it. And here's a couple of people that I read about who I admire so well. I don't have a chance a whole time to give you a whole lesson of history. But Levi and Catherine, this couple, Levi and Catherine Coffin, they provided the shelter. Once she came in with the people to bring them to her house and do all those wonderful things, feed them, have them nice and calm and easy going to the next house, That was just, can you imagine what would have happened to them had they been found out? Also, Thomas Garrett, he funded missions to get people through safe passage. Okay, there was a lot of rich people see, that's why I said wealthy people were not oppressors, all of them, not all of them, that's for sure. John Brown, he gave his life for the cause. You know what he did? He led a march on anti-slavery. Yeah, they took his life, but he knew he had, the same way Martin Luther King knew he had to give up something, and that's how strongly he felt in his beliefs. See, there were many people on that whole Underground Railroad, and many of them, I must know, they weren't recorded. I do know one guy, he did so much of the recording that he could do, remembering names and locations and what they did. I just admire them for doing the things they did. And here's another thing. Their spirit, their courage, and all the things that these people did that were against slavery, that was just the most powerful thing. And it will forever, every time I reflect on Black history, it will forever, forever, forever remain etched in my mind. It's amazing. But here's the thing. There is a force. There is a love. There is a power. There is something that has been here long before we were even a mere image on this planet. Okay? It is that power that sustains us all. This power is a current energy, and it is an energy that will never go away. It can't be destroyed. And besides that, science reminds us that energy cannot be created nor destroyed because it was here before you got here, first of all. But I'll tell you this, energy just basically transforms from one thing to another, from life to the opposite side. See, JT's reading, Oneness, Spirituality as a Key to Happiness to World Chaos. What it did was it showed this example. See, the reading posted a question, and the question was, what is spirituality? Well, it answered, it's that deep understanding and experience that we are all one. We are spiritual beings having human experiences. See, the power that sustains us all promoted unity. It promoted the support among our ancestors. It is a powerful source, energy, power. energy, power, things that you can't break, things that you can only live with, things that you have to trust and work with. So the power that sustains us all is the same power that our ancestors used from the time they were in and out and through to get us here today. So that's why they were here, to get us here. That's why we are here, to continue. Oh, people saying things like, oh, the world's coming to an end. Stop. We'll never do that because you can't make this world. No one is that powerful to make this world end. So stop, guys, giving your power to people outside of you. They have no power over you whatsoever. What does? That power that sustains us all is what it is. So the allies that we had that stood alongside those powerful ancestors of ours. You heard in JT's reading about the progress and all of that was made throughout the time. Well, those allies came and they helped the resilience. They gave resilience to these people that was coming through. They also, especially Harriet Tubman, the way she ran her crew. Also the unity that came together, and also they made progress. Let me tell you something. If you don't believe they made progress, look at yourself today. Are you back there? Are you here really with someone with their thumb on you, or do you just allow somebody to put their thumb on you? Think about who is in charge, you or them. And once you put them in charge, then okay, you can say they got their thumb on you, because that's not what the power that sustains us all. The power that sustains us all was totally in action throughout history. And so I honor it, I embody it, and you know what? I live with it for 24/7, and I know it works for me. So here's the thing. Spirituality provides us this alternative path to living a fulfilled and joyful life. Now, this is my question to you. Do you communicate with that spirit within you? Just remember that, because now the rest of this talk, you're going to have to listen to Timmy P, because Timmy P is going to come up and he's going to explain another portion. See, we got rhythm, we've got history, and we've also got progress. Okay, so now I'm passing over the wand or the mic over to Timmy P to share the story of the djembe drum and Baba Alatunji. Timmy P, you're ready for you.
So thanks. Many of you know that I'm a drummer with band and choral, African Drum and Dance Ensemble, and so I want to share some history and knowledge about drums, particularly the djembe drum. The word djembe translates to gather and peep. So the deep je from djembe and bay means gather in peace. This comes to us from the Bambara people from Mali, and the longer phrase is everyone gather together in peace. The djembe drum likely originated from the Nunu people and Mandinka caste of blacksmiths dispersed across West Africa. They used specialized tools to carve out tree trunks and create various shapes. Traditionally, the djembe is skinned with a goat skin. In some African societies, one of the most important people in the community is the lead or master drummer. Through the language of the drum, the lead drummer can summon the community and pass along important messages from the leaders and elders of this community. Drums have been instrumental tools in war and conflict to convey important information. A great historical example of this is the Haitian Revolution, a series of conflicts between 1791 and 1804. Another example in our country is the Stono Rebellion that happened in 1739 in the colony of South Carolina. Drums were also used then as a tool of communication, and out of fear of an insurrection, the powers that be prohibited the use of drums. Officials in South Carolina quickly enacted the Negro Act of 1740, which restricted enslaved Africans from growing their crops, making money, learning how to read, barring them from assembly, using drums, horns, or other loud instruments. These regulations were soon adopted by other states. Following the Stono Rebellion, enslaved Africans adapted and improvised by finding new ways to make music and preserve our heritage. This led to the development of body percussion, hand clapping, stomping, and the creation of other musical instruments like the banjo. This led to the evolution of African American music genres, including spirituals, blues, jazz. We were also inspired to use music as a form of resistance, communication, and cultural preservation that includes transforming religious and dance music. So I want to introduce you to Baba Tunde Olatunji. That's who's on the screen here. He's a Nigerian drummer that set the beat for U.S. civil rights. He was part of a generation of Africans who played an important role in the fight for racial justice in the United States. He was born in 1927 to a Yoruba family in Lagos State, Nigeria. He moved to the U.S. in 1950 and in 1957 sparked a deep sense of pride among African Americans by strongly promoting images of African culture, which is, in a subtle but significant way, helped set in motion the currents of the early civil rights movement. He was awarded a scholarship to study at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia in 1950. He was also president of the Morehouse student body, where he had an opportunity to meet early civil rights leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. He was committed to social activism throughout his life and deserves to be remembered for his role as a political activist in the U.S. civil rights movement, even before it was a movement. In 1952, 3 years before Rosa Parks' famous protest, Olatunji and a group of students staged their own bus protest in the South. They boarded a segregated bus in Atlanta wearing traditional African clothing and were allowed to sit anywhere they wanted because they were not identified as African Americans. The next day, they boarded a bus wearing Western clothing and they refused to sit in the back when ordered by the bus driver. They did this in spite of the threat of imprisonment. Olatunji and his friends continued to challenge segregation throughout history. In 1958, he attended the All People's Conference in Accra, organized by Ghana's independence leader, Kwame Nkrumah, which brought together independence figures and delegates from 28 countries and colonies to strategize against European colonization. As a Pan-Africanist, he sought to unify Africans and African Americans. He attended the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom on August 28, 1963, and also an event in Harlem with Malcolm X to mark Nigeria's independence from the United Kingdom on October 1st, 1960. He became a pioneering drummer, releasing 17 studio albums, including his 1959 debut album, Drums of Passion, widely credited with helping introduce the West to world music. Regarding the drum, he would say, "Rhythm is the soul of life." There's a trinity about drums, he noted. There's got to be a spirit in the body of the drum. The wood has to also stay alive in order for it to produce sound. And the skin on the drum is alive too. But you've got to know how to tan it, because when it encounters the spirit of the person playing it, it then becomes an irresistible force. Despite Olatunji's enduring musical legacy, which includes a Grammy nomination and compositions for Broadway and Hollywood, his civil rights advocacy is less well known. He transitioned in 2003, one day before his 76th birthday. His legacy of music and activism continues to inspire successive generations, particularly Africans in America, who draw upon his example of bridging the continent with its diaspora. I hope this information inspires you to appreciate the influence of African drums and music on American music culture. Thank you.
Oh my God. Talk about power. Now that's the depth of spirituality. See, in the African traditions, the drum is, you can hear what Timmy P said, it was more than an instrument. It was a sacred vessel. Woo, my goodness. And you know what? It also communicates messages. And in historical history, I was even checking on that as well. It invoked our ancestors and it fueled a movement that was both physical and spiritual. You see, the power that sustains us all has always been around. And see, the drum was never Oh my God, it was never just a beat. Because let me tell you something else. Remember how I said earlier, things transform, they don't get destroyed? Well, they thought they would destroy the drum. You can't. Timmy P said the skin's got a beat inside that once that person's playing, oh my God, it's a voice, it's a coded message, and it's a call to action. So at the time that was going on throughout the times, all the slave owners, you heard him, he said they banned the drum. But let me tell you about that drum. Even though the physical drum was taken away from them, the beat, the rhythm went on. And that's what I'm telling you about music. It can't be erased. Music can't be erased. The rhythm can't be erased, nor can history. So we need to hear more about it. And that's the beauty. Every time you get a chance, teach your history. See, the drum, it's beautiful, but again, it was that same energy that could not be created and it could not be destroyed. It became the heartbeat of all the music. You heard that. It was the spiritual music. It was the gospel music. It was jazz, blues, and rock is here now. So we got it all going on. So I'm grateful to be here to observe all of this stuff that went throughout history, because it was the seeds of our ancestors. No matter what race you are, they were your ancestors too. So you can say whatever you got to say, but at least know about our ancestors as well. So you know what? I realize this. My job is so big in this world. It is to amplify the world to everyone so that everybody can see their own greatness and they can also see it in each other. So here's my question, just for the sake of inclusivity. What do you know about your history so you can train your spiritual mind? Because I got mine, and I have a lot of confidence because of my history. So you might want to get yours too. But here's another question. Then what are you learning in your history so that you can use it to build upon your spiritual connection? Really take that time to get into your own history. So with that being said, the power that sustains us all is open to all people. It's ready to recognize it. But if people aren't ready to recognize it, I have to back off, But I'm telling you, the power that sustains us all was here from the beginning and will always be here. You can't get rid of it. So this country, this world will never die. So just remember that. So just recognize that rhythm, history, and progress. These three things was a big part of Black history. And most inspirational music carries with them, before I get to that next song, they carry affirmations, okay? So the songs of our ancestors were their prayers, their dreams, and they used them to they spoke their words in different terms, over the centuries, dialects change. Trust that. So centuries ago, our ancestors sang affirmations, but their affirmations were rooted in hope. They were declaring peace and justice for us, for the future. So when they spoke then and they said, I'm hoping that's fine because they got us here. Okay, that got us here. The power that sustains us all got everybody to the next level and will continue because we pray as well. And so when they prayed and they manifest something, it was what they manifested. But this next song is going to reflect just how truth in different dialects, it doesn't matter how it's spoken. But if you're open to other people and to really understand this next song, then you'll understand that our ancestors' affirmation was futuristic, but yet they paved the way for each and every one of us. And guess what? Now we truly live in freedom. Now you can think you're not free, but that's your deal. That's not mine. So so here's the thing. Listen to this next song because there is true conviction in these words. What did they say? Listen to the words. One day glory will be ours. See, their word glory at the time was meaning to call forth a vision they had never seen of justice, of equality, and peace amongst their people. So these dialogues have changed, but they mean the same thing, even in this present moment. So reflect on the power of the word spoken and listen to the song Glory by John Legend and Common, these two people. I love that.
Love that.
Mo is listening to his voice, boy. You know, that was powerful. Now, that song was depicted back before the Civil War. So he said one day when the glory comes, it'll be ours. The war is going to be won. So he's already projecting that way years before. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say, how powerful the power that sustains us all is. Those words were written many centuries ago. And and here, that's a movie. That's why not Carmen, the guy on the piano, his name is John Legend. That's why John did it, because he looks like Martin Luther King. So the movie Selma was where it came from. Now, if you really want to know more, no matter who, check the movie out, Selma. It's streaming. So just know how powerful it was. So you know what? You might not have gotten it will be, because a lot of people will say, oh no, not will is. You're not understanding the dialect centuries ago, but you are if you do. But if no matter what, you know what the words mean. The song represents the manifestation of what they made out of us today. Our parents begot us. Everybody begot somebody. And let's just know that the glory represents freedom, justice, and manifestation of this dream that they had, our ancestors, they had for the future, because they know they had children coming and people coming before them. That's what gets me so excited. Whoa. I like it. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's fabulous how you guys went to it and did what you had to go do. So that was the what I'm talking about. So thank you, Alan, for the awesome MCing that you did. And with that said, Timmy P, great with the announcements. Thank you. So it's time now for us to talk about birthdays. Now, you know what they were singing, glory, one day it will be ours. They were thinking about their grands and great grands, right? So listen, that's the day you came to be. Now, if your ancestors hadn't been here, you probably wouldn't be here, right? So how about thinking about your birthday, the day you came to be? We celebrate birthdays the same way we celebrate every nationality that we hear about that's having a month. We talk about them every month. I talk about it because I happen to be a Black American today. So therefore, that's what I know, and I get interested in it. But like I asked you, remember, this is the day. Write down your birthday, your month, and your day. But know that this is the day you came to be. This history information to me is from what I came to understand, because of now I know what got me here. Okay. What do you do for your history? I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it one more time, because everybody has ancestors that they want to know about. Sharpen your spiritual practitioner skills, okay? So that said, guys, big gratitude shout outs to our platform team. Now, this morning we had Alan. He was our MC, and he's also my right-hand man, and he does all of these wonderful things, and he also do a lot of side tricks, if you ever noticed. So anyway, he's just a jokester. He always calms things down. But anyway, opening and closing prayer was beautifully done as the opening so far for Mo. She's our awesome spiritual practitioner. And then Mo is actually waiting for your prayers to come through. Go to our website and put in that prayer request. She will send it back to your inbox. As Timmy P said, you can read it until the cows come home. You can read it until you're clear and confident that that prayer is in your own fruition. That's your manifestation. You believe it. And thank you, JT, for finding such great readings all the time. That one really sent it in here. And thank you, Melissa. She was our gatekeeper while she was here. And she was the one that did the spotlighting. And then, of course, you know, our pilot is just what is it? The all-around man that takes care of so much other stuff for everybody, keeping us running. And thanks for that incredible Black History presentation to Timmy P, our fearless pilot, for making sure we got you. So, and then he also help to keep things pretty quiet. Well, we kind of miss Groovy Jean because she's not feeling too well today. But yeah, when she's in there, you know she's there. And so before we close out, I want you to recognize this. Today, it was all about the power that sustains us all. So when you think about the power that sustains us all, know how powerful you are. See, because when you listen to the song Powerful, you're going to know how powerful you are. Listen and accept. A lot of times people look at music and say, well, I don't understand. Open your heart and hear about the power. Because what did JT's reading say? That power has been transforming my cells for over many years, from sad days to happy days, from sad days, but it's transforming the power in throughout my cells. Let it do that for you with this song. So with that being said, let's listen to the song Power. And we're powerful. We're powerful. You heard that. They talked about Malcolm X. He's turning over in his grave. And they talked about Martin Luther King. His speech is still stumbling around through his brain. And let me just tell you, we're powerful, all of us, because the power that sustains us all helped that writer write that music. So that being said, we're getting ready to play. We're getting ready to be. Mo is going to come up and she's going to pray us out.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale, for another inspiring Sunday. So as we close out this service together and move into our day, I know that each and every one of us carries with us that message that came from Rosedale's heart. I know that each of us goes into our day touching the lives of those around us with love, with care, and concern. I know our days flow smoothly and easily today. I know that whomever we are cheering on for the Super Bowl wins for each and every one of us. I know that we are filled with light, love, and laughter today. For today is a day about celebration, no matter which team you're rooting for. So I release and I let go and I let God, knowing that we are done with this service, knowing that each one of us is blessed beyond any type of measure. And so with a heart filled with gratitude and joy for every one of your beautiful faces here, I release and I let go and I celebrate each and every one of you for the difference that you make in my life. And so it is.
And so it is. So we got JT and Timmy P out there watching the game today. So that prayer, part of that prayer was said to them. So good, guys. The Super Bowl people are in the house. Okay. With that being said, I just want us to know that as we wrap up this service together, remember the power that sustains us all was always throughout history from the first century, the first day that humans came to the planet. The energy was already here. Don't let anybody twist you that they are given anything, any power over you. Think about history, spirituality, and rhythm all week and reflect on the power that sustains us all. And with that, just like our ancestors used that power in history, we still have the power that sustains us all today. So with that, you too can use that power from this week forward. Now remember, the universe is always supporting you on your journey. Just until we meet again, keep reflecting on how great it feels to be powerful and to work in the power that sustains us all.